Hi, welcome to My America Unfiltered. This is Kevin back with you again. I want to start off by saying thank everyone that's viewed my channel, liked it, subscribed, and I hope to see others checking my channel out. I know it's been a while since I dropped anything, and I sure do appreciate the ones that has took the time to view my channel or my shorts. Really means a lot. Thanks. Well, the things that's going on in this world today, it just don't make no sense. And the most saddest thing about it all is you got Pete Hegseth sitting around trying to profit off the war that they created. Allegedly, at least that's what they're saying on the news and on all over social media. And making allegations against the corruption of scheming on bidding on things and everything. That's a sad dealings. You shouldn't be able to do that, especially when you in that position of power. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. If these people in this administration don't get out of there, I don't know what's going to happen to this country. But I can assure you, him and Donald Trump, along with Pam Bondi, thank the good Lord she's finally out of office, along with others. Marco Rubio, he needs to go too. There's a lot of them that needs to go. But just know, all this is going on because of money. And then they want $200 billion to continue fighting this war. It makes no sense. It's like they want, their tolerance is getting higher and higher, like a drug addict that feeds their addiction. Their money went from millions, hundreds of thousands to millions to now I need billions. I need hundreds of billions. To hell, why not let's bump everything up to what, 1.5 trillion? They're not helping this country. They're destroying this country. I hope everyone's really sitting back observing the debt that they putting this country into. Look at all the money they blowing through this war. Makes no fucking sense, excuse my language. It's sad. You can't fix the roads. You can't fix the bridges. You can't make sure the American people can be took care of in no type of way. Not even down to health care. You hadn't addressed nothing in this country since you've been here but broken homes apart, families apart, locked people up, killed them. This administration ain't had nothing but the devil in it since it walked through the door. How do you claim a Christian? Never know what it'll feel like to be a Christian. Because if you're a Christian and people believe that you're a Christian, I ask them to find their faith in the Lord. Because this is not what the Lord looks out of for people to do. And it's just troubling. All the things that's going on in this country that hadn't been addressed, there's nothing being done here. But this administration's trying to make this country powerless, even down to the people mainly. Because they know deep down inside, the American people's their biggest threat. Not no war, not them bombs falling over there. Excuse me. Not them bullets flying, them planes crashing, getting blew up by Iran. Not the gas price. It's the American people. They know when the American people stand and rise, they're going to have a big problem on their hands. People sick of this. We shouldn't have to live like no third world country. Or at least we heading in that direction. Gas is just unbelievable high. $4 a gallon and going up. I know I'm a little bit everywhere, but it's just so much been going on since the last time I dropped a video. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that this is what the megas voted for, and this is what they stood so proudly behind, and a lot still stand behind it. They disillusional. They don't know what they're looking. They think this is going to lead us in the right direction. In reality, they're lost. They're lost as much as Donald Trump is. That's why they can turn their head through the things that he's doing that's harming them. They was giving away thousands, hundreds, and millions of dollars to get him in office this last term. What makes you think that they wouldn't suffer through the end of time for him to stay in office and keep doing what he's doing? I think everyone seen firsthand what's going on with the corruption that's going on in this country. Every one of them's got something going on that's doing something that's being alleged that it's illegal. But guess what? They the only ones that ain't got to follow the law. The American people's got to follow the law. We'll get locked up and be incarcerated if we don't follow the law. But all I can say is I hope this war ends real soon. But even if it would end tomorrow, nothing's going to change in the United States for the better for the people. We ain't never been worried about, and we ain't going to be worried about. Not while this administration's in here. He's done made the statement about health care and about helping with child care and helping with anything to do, blaming it on the states instead of the government now. Shifting the blame to the states. States ain't got nothing to do with what you should be helping with, Donald Trump. I think that you should step back and realize that that war was far more than y'all could take on. You're not going to have a good military when y'all firing and getting rid of every general in the military. It takes a stupid fucking individual to sit back and get rid of decades and decades of years of experienced military trained individuals with high ranks. When you start making gaps like that in the military, it's going to dismalfunction. There's going to be orders that's not clearly carried out the proper way. A military works on how it falls in sequence with everyone. Everyone and everything that's going on goes in sequence. When you start pulling them sequence and mixing them up and pulling them out and making gaps, you're going to start having some major problems. Things ain't going to start working. Not in your favor anyway. And that's what you're seeing. But you got this administration that's worried about making bets and gambling and doing whatever they may be doing, allegedly. But by the way, I also want to say all this that I've been talking about in this videos are educational and entertainment purpose only. But I know I was a little bit everywhere. Maybe I shouldn't post this video, but it's been a couple of weeks since I've posted anything. But I can tell you like this there. Everyone better go vote blue if they want to get out of this situation with Donald Trump and this administration. This is not America. This is not the way America was supposed to be. This is not how America's ever been. It breaks my heart to see that families has got to grow up with their children and not know what the future is going to bring them due to some stupidness, ignorancy of one man's decision. But hey, let's don't forget Stephen Miller. Everyone's kept their eye and his name out their mouth. Stephen Miller's the biggest problem in that White House besides Donald Trump. That man's full of evil. If it's anyone that should have been put out that White House, that's Stephen Miller. He's a racist, radical psychopath. He hides behind closed doors and does his dirt. I can only imagine the monies they shuffling off overseas, allegedly. But I hope America's learnt their lesson, even the ones that don't agree with the things that the Democrats or the independents do or the Republicans. Everyone need to really think it through when a person like Donald Trump persuades his way into getting elected. By all means. He never cared about fixing America. You see what he cared about? Getting in that office to make sure them files was concealed and destroyed so the American people couldn't reveal the truth of everything. That's why he got rid of Pam Bondi, I'm assuming. She let too much out. Way more than he wanted to be out. He didn't want his name to be brought up in it. And it did. It got brought up several times and still getting brought up. That'll never go away. But his legacy is a ball of shit. I can promise you that. Don't matter how much you try to put your name on walls, on buildings, on money. All you doing is devaluing anything that you put your name on. Allegedly, I can only imagine the ones that ain't been out in the open, the families, the Trump family. Can y'all imagine what they're doing behind closed doors? They knew this round that was out of sight, out of mind. They had a test run the first election that Donald Trump was in and put in the White House. About like how any thief or any drug dealer or anything, not calling them that, I'm just saying it all falls in the same category. What happens to a person that steals? They either gonna learn their lesson, distance themselves from their crowd that they're hanging around that's playing a role on them, or they're gonna get out and say, I learned it better. I know how to outsmart them this time. I can do it better. I know how not to get caught, not to make the same mistakes that I did the last time. Now I can do it. That's how the people think. When you got the worstest drug on earth, the root of all evil, money and power, no matter what they got, they can have the money, the power. One thing they won't never have, and that's the respect. They never had a respect. Look at all the military equipment and bases and everything that's done been hit. Within a month, they destroyed billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of military equipment. Not counting the bombs that they spending billions and billions of dollars on. I read an article that was put out saying that how families got on a spur of a last minute notice, how they got shipped from the base because they was under threat of being attacked by Iran missiles or drones on base, where they was there with their husbands and their kids and didn't even have the money to buy no toothpaste. Didn't have the money to buy no soap. Had to get relocated and didn't even have nowhere to go. With dog, with 2 children, a few weeks old, a 2-year-old. That shit don't make no sense. The only thing that seems like this administration can coordinate is how to profit a vast amount of large lump sums of money. It seems, as everyone's saying. I hope everyone enjoyed this little video, and I hope I can start getting more views and get more followers. I'd really appreciate it If some of you could take the time out and subscribe to my channel, I'm about to start dropping better content, I promise. And it really means a lot if you stop long enough to watch this video and check out some of my shorts. It means a lot to me. We got to vote better this time. We got to make sure that we're not being duped. I can't believe our country's went down this far. My hearts go out to the soldiers and everyone that's involved in this situation, along with this war, families, children. This shit shouldn't be going on right now. No one ain't attacked us. No one ain't threatened us to the point where we needed to be revoked to attack them. Donald Trump's gonna make us fall decades behind with this bullshit he's pulling off. All over for the mighty dollar, as they say. Ain't never did a hard day of labor in his life, but sit back and degrade people and cuss at them and fire them. Lord Jesus, I hope things change here soon. I don't want to see or hear talk of no more soldiers losing their life. No family going through that, no children growing up without their father or mother. No one deserves that, not for this stupidness stuff that's going on. Y'all have a great night, and I hope I see y'all soon. Hopefully I'll be able to drop a few more videos in the next couple of hours and a couple of shorts. Thank y'all for viewing and subscribing and liking if you did. Have a nice night.